I'm Richard Hall and this is the Gentleman Ultras YouTube channel, and again we're going through the day's papers today. Quite a lot to go at today, so we'll start and take it by club or by... We'll start with the national team actually though. It says here with after the national fixtures there's been an outbreak of coronavirus, so alarm on the league because it's saying here Bonucci's now positive too and the Azzurri are set to go into quarantine, which obviously will affect the weekend's fixtures, so that's quite substantial. It's not, by the looks of it, just the Azzurri. Other national teams too have had issues as well. It said actually there's more cases with the Italian backroom staff, if you would, but swabs for all the players came back yesterday, and it looks like Sassuolo are blocking Locatelli and Ferrari. Also as well, it does look as though some of the national teams do have this issue. So watch this space. We'll see who actually does get back in here, because it will have a big effect on the fixtures coming up, especially at a key point in the season. Obviously, you know, the World Cup qualifiers are important, but it certainly questions the need for international friendlies. Also, we'll talk Inter now. This is an interesting one because the papers have been building this up for a while, that Conte, it says, has got to seal the deal. You can see in Gazzetta there talking about the fixtures that are left. Inter, they're thinking that the fixture list they've got relatively easy in comparison, with only Juve and Roma at the back end of this. And it just says here that Inter have got 9 days. They've got Bologna, Sassuolo and Cagliari at San Siro, and the objective is to be champions as soon as possible. A lot of ex-players have been coming out, and it says here they're telling them to hurry up. We've seen quite a few. Christian Vieri spoke the other day, you know, saying that this is something that can be achieved, and even the likes of Felipe Melo, there seems to be this ex-player want for them to do it. Also here it talks about Inter in, where are we now? In Corriere dello Sport, saying the value of Lukaku, saying you want Lukaku, you pay 120 million euros. It's necessary to do that if you want there. And it's saying City and Barcelona. Barcelona linked with everyone at the moment, especially Haaland, which is bizarre considering their apparent financial state. How they actually justify that, who knows? Clever accounting may be, but it's definitely eyes on Lautaro, on Romelu, and with Inter's ownership situation, will they have to sell one in the summer? Who knows? Let's go over to Juventus now. Lots of the papers about them, mainly because of the party that Dybala, Arthur and McKennie had. This was over a house party that went against the restrictions, and obviously that they're in trouble for that. Shame for McKennie because he's had a good season, even if he's been off the ball a little bit at the moment. Saying they are now all potentially excluded from the derby. Irritated Bianconeri. It says here, players surprised by the police after a curfew at Wes's home. So it's obviously continued here in Corriere dello Sport. Again, very, very similar reaction, although it does say here that Paulo Dybala has come out on social media and apologised, saying I was wrong. But again, can they afford to do this before the derby? I mean, it says here in Tutto Sport, which obviously is very focused on the derby, and we can just see here, it says here, tomorrow the Turin derby, decisive bowl clubs, Belotti and I for Torino's future. And they do hold it hand in hand, so you can see the coverage there. Now, the interesting thing about this is that this derby's now been pumped up to something so big because of the speculation of Pirlo, what's going to happen to him if he loses. It's also talking about the fact of Torino, and it's pivotal to them because they could potentially almost head to hurtling down towards the bottom, and if they do, then it's bye-bye Belotti, especially with the likes of Milan coming in, as we talked about the other day. And it says here, as we said, Belotti and I for the future of Torino. It says that Rincon has been talking here. He says the derby to be won for the Granata and going forward too. But he recognises that an ex-Bianconeri player, he had to overcome the difficulty with the fans. Here he's talking about the fact of Zaza being pivotal to this. So it's quite interesting to just see how that's going to be. Again, Juve storm, it says here in Tutto Sport, focusing again on that party where Dybala and Arthur went to McKennie's house with their girlfriends. No fine or no charges apparently, but the club is really thinking about not playing them. And if they do that and you can't play Bonucci, Torino may have a good chance here. all the papers sort of just touch on, as we mentioned before, about Haaland. They're saying that obviously there's no real links to Italy, is what I'm trying to say. You know, they're all linking him to Barcelona, Real Madrid, and also Manchester City. There's an interesting one here, just saying that PSG don't want Icardi anymore. That could be a really interesting one, because whilst he's obviously not going to go back to Inter, the likes of Juventus may start to look at him in the summer, depending on the future of Dybala. So that could be quite interesting as well. Milan, not really talked about too much in the headlines. Obviously, talking about Ibrahimovic, he's saying that his fitness levels have improved from being with Sweden. The loving very strong there, so he's backing at it. And they're also talking about the fact that Milan could really push home and really chase Inter now. Finally, one of the things that has been in all the papers is the funeral of the Lazio player, Daniel. There's 3,000 at the funeral, and the Pope sent a message saying, that a fond farewell in a sense. Latito was there, and the squad were all present, and it was very, very welcomed by the Lazio fans for the way it was. There were some pictures that came out yesterday on social media, and it looks a very emotional affair. So it's going to be a very interesting weekend. It looks in Serie A. Like we say, we have the Derby Della Mole. Can Inter actually carry on and do what they should do and beat the lesser teams if we can? Milan, can they keep? I think their push again against Samp. It's going to be interesting to see if they can. And again, we keep talking about it, but a lot of players' futures up in the air at the moment. So a very interesting weekend, and we're going to have to watch out just to see who and how many players are quarantined. So it's ciao for now. But if you do like this, please subscribe. Just give us a like, and it's always appreciated. Thank you.